Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be making a black oak jewellery box, and to start off with I am preparing up the veneer for the box. The veneer I'm using is dyed black oak, and the top of it, the section I'm making now, is a sort of starburst effect, and I think the black oak is going to contrast really well with the oak on the interior, which is just a standard English oak. So now all the veneer is prepared and ready to go, I now need to get the actual oak for the box machined up. So I found some English oak out of the storage and surfaced and edged it on the surfacer, and then I took it over to the thicknesser and thicknessed it down to 0.6 over the finished thickness, and after that I then put through the speed sander to get it bang on size. Now I've got my stock down to thickness, I tape the veneers to the edge of the timber. This is so when I come to veneer it, it doesn't slide around in the press. And now I've done that, I'm mixing up some resin glue. This stuff is nasty stuff, so I always wear my gloves and a mask when using it. It's a two-part glue of a resin and a hardener, and you have different hardeners, one for cold pressing, one for hot pressing, and as it's going in the hot veneer press, I shall be using the hot press glue. And a little thing I also do, because it's black veneer, I don't want any glue that does bleed through, which is inevitable, it will happen, is I put a black dye in the glue so you won't get white glue coming through the black veneer and looking dreadful. Now we're ready to veneer, the glue's ready, the veneer's all ready. I simply put it in a glue roller. This makes it easier to spread out and you get a much more consistent layer of glue rather than trying to brush it on, where it's very hard to control how much glue you actually put on, and it makes life so much easier. And I'm just making sure I've got a very even layer of glue over the timber, but not too much. Actually, put too much on just doesn't do anything, there's no benefit to that. Once I put the glue on, then I'm dropping the press, which I have calculated the pressure in order to put these bits in, because obviously I'm not using the whole press for this, so you adjust for how much timber you're putting in. And the press is at 70 degrees and it takes about 3.5 minutes for the glue to set, so it's a very quick process compared to using a bag press or something like that. So now the veneer's out of the hot press, what I do is I try to take the veneer tape off immediately, because it comes off easier when the tape is still hot, because otherwise it just sort of dries on there and is a pain to get off and pulls the grain out as you take it off. Now over to the surfacer to put an edge on the oak in order for me to rip it down to the correct size. What I try and do here is use the back edge of the surfacer, just because when you're putting veneered boards and stuff across the surfacer, it puts a line in the knife because the glue line just eats away at the blade. I'm just about to rip down the stock here, and I'm using the panel saw with a 54 tooth 350mm blade. It's our standard sort of blade we use in the saw for the majority of stuff. We've got rip blades and finer blades for those things that require those blades, but the majority of the time the 54 tooth works well. Now onto the miters. Fortunately this Martin saw is very accurate, so I can just punch in 45 degrees and that is what it cuts. So there's no need for me to do test cuts and check that the angle's correct. Now for this box I am putting a rebate in the top and bottom of the sides in order to fit the top and bottom into. Once the actual box is made up into a rectangle, then I will install the top and bottom. It's just the way we go about it, and once I've veneered the top you would never know there's a rebate there. Here I am lining the sides up on my bench with a rule and then applying masking tape to the joints, and then it makes the glue up very simple, and you can literally just put glue on the miters and then roll the box together. So that is the end of part 1 of the jewellery box build. I hope you liked the video. Please comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in part 2.